crucial to tackling impunity and strengthening accountability in sexual-based violence. And U.S. President's Middle East envoy also arrives in Israel, meets Israeli Prime Minister to discuss the U.S.-backed Gaza peace plan. In our business news, Nigeria's headline inflation rate drops to 15.43% in July, marking a second consecutive month of decline despite higher food prices.
On sports news tonight, Nigeria Football Federation orders Super Falcons head coach Justin Madugu and members of his technical crew to step down with immediate effect.
From the nation's capital, Head of Service says President Tinubu is fully committed to ensuring Nigeria's civil service delivers efficient and excellent service to Nigerians.
We begin tonight with politics in the Edo State House of Assembly as Mr. Yakini Diaye, representing Akoko Edo Constituency 1, has emerged as the new Speaker of the 8th Assembly following the resignation of his predecessor, Blessing Agbebaku, whose exit was formally acknowledged during plenary today. The new Speaker subsequently suspended Mr. Agbebaku pending the outcome of the investigation into alleged cases of corruption and gross misconduct, which he says contributed to his removal from office.
Drama on the floor of the Edo State House of Assembly this morning as plenary gets underway, with Deputy Speaker Samuel Yatu presiding. Speaker Blessing Agbebaku walked in as a member amid resignation rumors and demanded to preside one last time.
I was supposed to leave the session here to resign on the red chair.
But the House says no. His resignation letter was accepted on the spot.
If the House is an amendment to accept the resignation, say aye.
And just like that, the race for a new speaker began. In quick succession, nomination begins. Honorable Sunday Ojezele of Eastern Southeast nominates Honorable Yakini Diaye.
So we are giving a new back on the governance. A member representing Osun West have just told us with his mouth that and I am up here to nominate so that we can see that back has left. Be that as it may, Mr. Speaker, give me the power to nominate Right Honorable Yakini Diaye that represents all the people of Akoko Edo 1 to take his position.
Seconded by Honorable Eric Okaka of Owan East.
The Speaker, I rise to second the nomination of the Right Honorable Yakini Diaye to fill the vacant position of speakership of this assembly. I so second.
No delay, no debate. Voting done.
Southwest and seconded by Akoko Edo. If you are support, say aye.
Honorable Yakini Diaye of Akoko Edo 1 emerges as the new Speaker of the 8th Assembly. Oath of office minutes later. The new Speaker drops the hammer, suspending his predecessor over allegations of corruption and misconduct.
To ensure that this wave of allegations, among which is inflating the price of purchasing the Lexus 570 Jeeps and billion benefits against the former Speaker of the House are thoroughly investigated and uncovered. Hence, the suspension of the last Speaker. Anyway, these allegations are fully removed.
With the dust settled, all eyes are now on Speaker Yakini Diaye. Can he steer the 8th Assembly through Edo's turbulent politics?
Meanwhile, the immediate past Speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, Blessing Agbebaku, has reacted to his removal from office, attributing his resignation to personal reasons. In a statement, Mr. Agbebaku debunked allegations of corruption and gross misconduct leveled against him, saying that he maintained a cordial working relationship with all 24 members of the House throughout his tenure. And according to him, differences will naturally arise because we all have our individual identities and beliefs. However, that did not stop us from passing people-oriented bills and resolutions in the last 3 years of my leadership. The former Speaker, who represents Onwa West constituency, also expressed appreciation to Governor Monday Okpeholo of Edo State for his support and cooperation during his time in office, while insisting that his decision was taken in the interest of peace, the state, and his immediate constituency. In the meantime, the Governor of Edo State, Monday Okpeholo, has charged the new leadership of the State House of Assembly to embrace unity, transparency, and teamwork. The Governor gave this charge today when he received the newly elected Speaker, Yakini Diaye, and other principal officers at the Government House in Benin City.
Here at Government House in Benin City, the Edo State capital, members of the Edo State House of Assembly are on a courtesy visit to Governor Monday Okpeholo. The delegation comprises the newly elected leadership of the House, led by Speaker Right Honorable Yakini Diaye, who represents Akoko Edo constituency. Also in attendance are top government officials and leaders of the APC in Edo State. It was a meeting aimed at setting the tone for a new beginning. The new Speaker, Right Honorable Diaye, said that the purpose of the visit, assuring the Governor of the Assembly's support for his administration and pledging to keep the House stable.
With this new leadership, we are ready to stabilize the House and to ensure that we give you the maximum support, because we are all proud of you. You are doing well. And the only way you can continue to do well is to have the support of the House, which we are ready any day, any time. The loyalty of the House will never be in doubt. We are there for you and we are there for the party.
Governor Okpeholo had words of advice for the new leadership. He harped on the importance of transparency, integrity, humility, and cooperation, urging lawmakers to put aside personal differences.
You are not just assuming office to be just an ordinary speaker. You should know that you are now carrying shoulders of many people. And you have to be transparent with your colleagues. You have to carry everybody along.
The Governor also commended the Speaker's reputation and urged him to maintain the pedigree for which he is known, noting that the Assembly has operated without crisis for about 2 years. He expressed hope that the peace will continue.
So far, so good. Everybody is saying a lot of good things about you. So you are humble. You can carry the House along. But I want you to remain the way they are describing you. Let me also advise the members of the House. Teamwork is the bedrock. And for you to make progress, you need to believe in yourself.
With elections approaching, Governor Okpeholo further charged the lawmakers to strengthen their presence in their constituencies and work towards electoral success.
And away from politics in Edo State, the national chairman of the Accord Party, Mr. Maxwell Ngudem, has called for the immediate release or prosecution of party members arrested and detained prior to the just concluded election in Osun State. Speaking to journalists in Osogbo, the state capital, Mr. Ngudem condemns what he describes as the use of federal might to harass, intimidate, and suppress party members before the election. He also dedicated the party's victory to the people of Osun for standing with the governor, Ademola Adeleke.
Accord demands an immediate release of all its leaders, candidates, members, and supporters arrested and detained in Abuja, Nasarawa, and Osun State. A flagrant violation of their fundamental rights as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. It is in the interest of justice and equity to release them immediately. The election is over. There is no need for their detention. The Inspector General of Police is urged to act accordingly. Once more, I congratulate Nigerians for the success of this historic Osun governorship election. This election is a demonstration of the people's will, desire. It cannot continually suppress the people. And those in authority that believed that with incumbency power, they can suppress the will of the people. This should send a very strong message to them that when the people desire to change the government, it shall come to pass.
Meanwhile, the chieftain of the African Democratic Congress and political commentator, Mr. Dele Momodu, says that the road is clear for him to come home since Governor Ademola Adeleke has been re-elected as governor of Osun State. Speaking on our political program Politics Today, Mr. Momodu explains that his support for Governor Adeleke is based on performance in his first term as governor of the state.
I have followed his trajectory with keen interest. So it was obvious to me that the people love him, he loves the people, and I don't know how he did it. He made sure that he erected a major project in every major part of the state. Ile-Ife, Ilesha, Iwo, Ede, Osogbo, and so on and so forth. And it's visible. It's not something hidden. Dualization, flyovers, and so on and so forth. Lights everywhere, and you know, one of his mottos is the mole. So, for those of us on ground, we knew he was going to make it. I didn't support Ademola Adeleke because he's my friend. I supported him based on performance. What he has done in our small state of Osun is unprecedented. He has changed the landscape of Osun forever. I was born in Ile-Ife, spent the first 28 years of my life in Ife. I can guarantee you that after the university, what Ademola Adeleke has done is the biggest investment in a township that he has now transformed into a city. It's unbelievable. And that's it.
The Nigerian Civil Society Situation Room says the mass participation of citizens in the 2026 Osun governorship election shows that stronger public engagement can help prevent electoral manipulation and strengthen democracy. The group made this known in Abuja while reviewing the conduct of the voters and turnout in large numbers following the collation of results. The Situation Room, however, raised concerns over delays in distribution of sensitive materials. And in part two, after the break, federal government and the European Union say the closing Nigeria's justice gap is crucial to tackling impunity and strengthening accountability in sexual and gender-based violence cases. Please join us again.
Couldn't open doors, you didn't give up. You made your way in anyway, only to find out that there are many doors you still need to open. So you work hard to get the keys until your name began to open doors.
Let Meristem help you keep the doors open for generations to come. Meristem, let's grow wealth for you. of success.
SG baby, yaga yaga. She call me party starter. Gen Z president, Yastrata. Let them back for the nose of the father. Flies DJ, no be lamba. Yastrata. The girlfriend, I'm a drip, I'm a swagger. Yaga yaga. Party starter.
Gateway State, southwest region of Nigeria, the investment roadmap is being reimagined for an inclusive and sustained ecosystem that is attractive for competitive investment interest in investable sectors of the state's economy, including but not limited to solid minerals, agriculture, manufacturing, logistics, and transportation sectors. To magnify Ogun State in the investment map of Nigeria, His Excellency Prince Dakwa Abiodun established an agency solely mandated to pave investment pathways by promoting and facilitating investment inflow into the Gateway State. Ogun Invest has ensured that the investment wheel has remained in constant motion. The Ogun Invest mandate is clear: to attract and facilitate new investments of all asset classes while promoting Ogun State as the investment destination of choice. Invest in the Gateway State. They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But when someone matters to you, breakfast for them is never just a meal. It's a peak breakfast. Creamy, nourishing, as the ideal to keep them nourished and ready for each day. Peak. Reach for your peak.
Excuse me, ma. This is your 100% in here.
Babes, are you sure you want to spend this much on hair? Didn't your landlord just increase rent? I saved for this one separately on money points.
Ma, you say you save on money points?
Yes.
This Madam Money Point here, the array of Yadrea here, his target savings money points I used to have it. The rest of this my sub, his feet savings money points I used to do it. The salary of this my staff is save as you transact.
Jennifer, Money Point save as you transact. Money Point fixed savings and Money Point target savings.
Why did German won't contribute to it? Come on, you go give your money to Adaku to pay. You see Money Point account here. You don't go open a savings account. Now Adaku you should. I beg everybody inside this my salon. Oh, you bring out your phone and download the Money Point app now. Even you. What are you waiting for?
Download the Money Point banking app now and start saving the bank you can trust.
Money Point, made for your progress.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, broadcasting live from Lagos. A reminder of our main stories. Chaos erupts at the Edo State House of Assembly. Speaker resigns, deputy takes charge, and in minutes, the new speaker, Honorable Yakini Diaye from Akoko Edo constituency 1, is sworn in. His first move suspends his predecessor. It's a major breakthrough for the Nigeria Customs Service as it hands over more than 399 seized rifles to the office of the NSA, dealing a major blow to illegal arms proliferation nationwide. And federal government and the European Union say closing Nigeria's justice data gap is crucial to tackling impunity and strengthening accountability in sexual and gender-based violence cases. And on the foreign scene, U.S. President's Middle East envoy Jared Kushner arrives in Israel, meets Israeli Prime Minister to discuss the U.S.-backed Gaza peace plan. The Nigeria Customs Service has handed over 399 rifles recently intercepted at the Tinkan Island Port Command of the Director General of the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons under the Office of the National Security Advisor. Speaking with journalists today at the Tinkan Port, the Comptroller General of Customs, Adewale Adeniyi, explains that the service has finalized the coupling and detailed examination of the seizure.
A roll call of top security officers at the official handing over ceremony of a container laden with 399 rifles, among other component parts, seized by officers of the Nigeria Customs Service, Tinkan Island Command in Lagos. On display are rifles alongside 2 suspects arrested during a preliminary investigation into the illegal arms importation.
Consider what quantity of weapons would have done. Our country is currently contending with terrorism, with banditry, with kidnapping, with violent crime that has entered too many homes in our country. And not one of those afflictions can be carried out without a weapon in somebody's hands. We are also approaching another electioneering season, and I do not need to describe to this audience what several hundred firearms in the wrong hands will mean for the peace of our communities or the conduct and sustenance of our democracy.
The customs boss speaks on efforts by the service to protect the nation's territory from all forms of illegal arms trade.
That container was found because of a system, and that system exists because this administration, President of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, choose to invest in it. Under the Trade Modernization project, we have replaced manual processes with Bodogu, which brings clearance, automated risk management, cargo tracking, and non-intrusive inspection into one single platform. The purpose of that investment was never to be revenue alone. This is why we have gathered this morning to hand over to the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons.
Then comes the highlight of the day, the taking over of the arms and handover of suspects for further investigation and prosecution.
This is more than the ceremonial handing and taking over of intercepted illicit weapons. As we receive these illicit weapons today, we do so with a solemn commitment that they shall be managed to the highest standards and will be accounted for, ensuring that they do not find their way back into the hands of criminal elements. These weapons will be handled in strict compliance with national legislation and international best practices.
While commending the officers and men of the Tinkan Island Command for their role in the interception of the illicit importation, the Comptroller General of Customs adds that personnel responsible for this major seizure will be recognized and duly rewarded.
The federal government and the European Union believe that fixing Nigeria's justice data gap is critical to ending impunity in sexual and gender-based violence cases. Speaking at the National Validation and Capacity Building Workshop and the training of SGBV desk officers in Abuja, officials disclosed that over 33,000 SGBV cases were recorded nationwide between January and May this year alone, but only a fraction of these cases have progressed to prosecution and conviction due to inconsistent data and poor case tracking.
Participants at the 5-day workshop from across the country converge on the nation's capital to lend their voices to sexual and gender-based violence in Nigeria. Strengthening the prevention. According to them, the justice sector remains the weakest link in Nigeria's response to gender-based violence, owing to fragmented data, making it difficult to monitor trends and hold institutions accountable.
Sexual assault referral centers have expanded across the country, and coordination mechanisms have been put in place at national and state levels. However, findings from the recently concluded assessment of the implementation, enforcement and operationalization of SGBV frameworks in Nigeria remind us that while the country has developed a substantial legal and institutional foundation, the greatest challenge now lies in implementation.
Statistics from the Federal Ministry of Justice shows that over 33,000 sexual and gender-based violence cases were recorded nationwide between January and May this year alone. In addition, the National Gender-Based Violence Dashboard further shows that more than 19,000 cases have been documented since 2020, including 4,449 cases in just the first half of 2023.
Justice Information Management System dashboard is designed to close a central real-time platform that only works if all of you entering the data do so accurately, consistently, and without delay.
The charge for DEX officers going forward is to ensure that all cases are documented accurately, consistently, and without delay. Outside the hall, facilitators say states must adopt coordinated data collection to ensure that no case is lost between reporting, investigation, and prosecution.
New platform is to centralize, means where we can, across the country, gather the statistics, the information relevant for justice, reporting and driving, the judiciary or the justice system.
There's been a lot of advocacy, town hall meetings, campaigns to eliminate gender-based violence in Ekiti State, and that has brought information closer to the people as to the reportage.
For 5 days, DEX officers from federal and state institutions will be trained on reporting standards, quality assurance, and how to link reported cases to prosecution and referral services. Sarah Achimugu, Channels Television News.
Well, let's shift gears now as we head to the nation's capital, Abuja, where Millicent Walker is standing by to bring us more on the news at 10. Over to you, Millicent.
Many thanks, Anne, and welcome back. Well, we begin with the President's commitment to ensuring the civil service delivers excellently to the Nigerian people. According to the head of service of the Federation, Mrs. Esther Wilson-Jack, at the 2026 Head of Service Rewards and Recognition Ceremony, she says civil servants who come up with innovative ideas to improve productivity will be rewarded. Our correspondent, Dele Omoyeni, reports.
The Office of the Head of Service of the Federation Rewards and Recognition Ceremony is an annual event to spotlight creativity and diligence in Nigeria's civil service.
And as the saying goes, beside...
At this year's edition, the Head of Service of the Federation has an assurance for civil servants.
Our goal is a civil service in which excellence is not the exception, but the prevailing culture. This requires leaders who recognize talent, supervisors who provide constructive feedback, and institutions that give every officer an opportunity to contribute.
Some partner organizations and award recipients also speak on their motivation.
We're already seeing that change, to be honest. When we began this about 3 years ago, people did not believe that it was possible for civil servants to really be seen, because they look almost invisible behind their desks. But as we began to support the head of service to identify exceptional people in service and celebrate the work that they do and reward them, we've seen more people do more innovative, more exceptional things in government. So we are seeing that they are taking on more responsibilities beyond their desk responsibilities.
The recognizing performance is a spur, and it's going to motivate me to put in more effort. And I think at the back of my mind, it doesn't have to be a one-man show. So I'm going back to the drawing board, and I'm going to get other people involved, especially in my department.
I would say that whatever little good thing they are doing in their secret corners, they should keep doing it, because the God that sees in secret will definitely reward in public.
The head of service also urged civil servants to ensure continuous improvements on their current efforts. Dele Omoyeni, Channels Television News.
Now to party politics, the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Pati, says the All Progressives Congress is gaining strong political momentum in Bauchi State following the reported defection of more than 150,000 members of opposition parties to the party. Professor Pati stated this in Bauchi State during the party's mega rally organized to welcome new members and unveil the party's candidates for the forthcoming elections. He says the APC would not be complacent but would continue to organize and mobilize ahead of the 2027 elections to secure victory for the party.
The All Progressives Congress welcomed more than 150,000 new members who came from PRP, APM, SDP, ADC, as well as NNPP to join the All Progressive Congress. It is a testament to the support that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has from the generality of the political actors in Bauchi State. It gives us confidence that when the time for campaigns and when the elections come in 2027, that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will see the appreciation of the people of Bauchi State for all the great work that his administration has been doing over the last 3 years. In addition, we unveiled the slate of our party candidates for the upcoming elections, and with the endorsement, broad endorsement of societal actors. So we are very confident that going into the campaign period, we'll double down, we'll work hard, we'll organize, we'll mobilize, we will work very hard to ensure that APC succeeds in Bauchi State and Mr. President gets as much of the electoral votes that will be casted in Bauchi State. The fact that others are seeing value in the APC here in Bauchi State gives us confidence that the momentum is behind our back. And we call on all other actors to join the President in transforming Nigeria and to rebuild our state.
We're still ahead on the news at 10. We have more on party politics. Plus, Nigeria's headline inflation rate drops to 15.43% in July, marking the second consecutive month of decline despite higher food prices. That's on Business News. Please join us again.
SG baby, yaga yaga. She call me party starter. Gen Z president, Yastrata. They them bad, but they know so we father. Flies DJ, no be lamba. Yastrata. The girlfriend, I'm a drip, I'm a swag. Yaga yaga. Party starter.
You won't believe what happened. What happened? I was hosting a dinner the other day and my favorite show was about to start. Everything was perfect until my gas ran out. Just like that. Oh no. So what did you do? I had to make a quick run to the supermarket and right in front of it, swapped my empty gas for a full one. I was back before my show even started. That fast? Yeah, so with better gas, it's quick and reliable. Plus, it's right where you shop, so you save time and effort. My gas just ran out too. You know what to do.
Introducing Better Gas, your hassle-free cooking solution. Quick free swaps, quality and leakage checks, and always affordable.
Better gas. No more stress, no more wahala. Swap your cylinder, quick.
In partnership with the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, and in alignment with the federal government's Gas Master Plan, this initiative aims to drive the widespread adoption of clean cooking energy across Nigeria.
Oh yeah! Make with us now! Yes, yeah!
Morning, everyone. Here's to a top day. Here's to living the creamy and delicious life.
We go dance until the morning light. Everything is feeling right tonight. Baby.
Have a top day with Top Cafe.
For years, we believed that world class meant far away. In healthcare, precision is everything. But the distance between you and exceptional care has just disappeared. We don't just practice medicine, we are driven by high standards. At Duchess International Hospital, we've brought the world's most advanced technology and global expertise right to the heart of Lagos. where cutting-edge technology meets the warmth of Nigerian hospitality. Recover in our warm, hospitable wards and dedicated physio units designed for your comfort and recovery. For VIP patients, our exclusive Royal Suites offer comfort and privacy. From complex cardiac procedures to premium wellness checks. No visas, no long flights, just family by your side. Exceptional healthcare isn't only across the ocean anymore. It's here. Duchess International Hospital. World-class care here at home. Experience the new standard.
The River State government is pleased to announce the commissioning of the Egui-Afara Mba Road in Eche local government area, reconstructed by the administration of His Excellency Sir Siminalayi Fubara GSSROS, Governor of River State. The date is Tuesday, 18th August 2026. Venue, Umukumoche Community Primary School, Mba in Eche local government area. Time 12 noon. River State government, connecting communities, creating opportunities. This is signed by Dr. Dagogud S. A. Wukuma, Secretary to the government.
You're watching the news at 10, coming to you live from Abuja studios. Ahead of the commencement of presidential campaigns, the National Councillors Forum of Nigeria is asking Nigerians to support the re-election bid of President Bola Tinubu as the forum throws its weight behind him. Addressing a news conference in Abuja after an emergency National Executive Committee meeting, the president of the forum says the fiscal liberation policy of the federal government and the promotion of local government autonomy has translated to massive development at the grassroots level. The forum adds that the nation's road and infrastructure development needs to be sustained through the re-election of President Bola Tinubu.
Election is around the corner, and to ensure this second tenure of His Excellency, Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu, GCFR, you will agree with me that there is a lot of work to be done to achieve this aim. We need to be focused, united, and our importance shall be give it a love at the channel through which the grassroots level can be reached. At this time, we should shun all division elements. This is our moment because councillors have been relegated to the background for such a long time. But with our autonomy, we should be poised and strategize to impart hard and be useful because we are the most important tie of the government. Remember that power comes with responsibility. And people will judge us not by our title, but by what we deliver in our various words.
Now, that's a handshake you don't see all the time, but ahead of the 2027 general election, Kaduna State appears to be witnessing renewed political mobilization as supporters of the All Progressives Congress embarked on a solidarity march in support of Governor Uba Sani and his running mate, Jerry Adams. The supporters say the ticket represents inclusion and unity, pledging to mobilize massive votes for the APC in the 2027 election.
Supporters of the All Progressives Congress in Kaduna State take to the streets in the state capital in a solidarity march to express their support for Governor Uba Sani and his running mate, Jerry Adams. Chanting solidarity songs, dancing and displaying APC insignia, the supporters marched from the station roundabout down to the Sir Kashim Ibrahim Government House, celebrating the choice of a Christian running mate, which they claim has strengthened their confidence in the party's chances in the 2027 poll.
The people's choice, our own man, our comrade Jerry Adams, is the people's choice. He's a very good man to us, to the youth in Kaduna State. He has supported us a lot during his time. This is the only reason why we are here, is to just tell the government thank you that the choice they made by blending the people of Kaduna with the choice they make is a perfect choice for the people of Kaduna, and the whole youth are in support of what His Excellency is doing.
I just want to encourage and advise the people of Kaduna State
to vote Dr. Obasani from 2027. He has been able to put strategy in place by selecting a very formidable deputy governor that will already win the election even before election.
These supporters also described the ticket as a symbol of religious and regional inclusion, saying the combination would help promote unity and peace in Kaduna State.
That the governor has brought to him on board, and we look forward to greater things that are going to happen in Kaduna, and we believe that Kaduna is one, and Kaduna is for everybody. So we're going to continue to unite ourselves, to be one, and to make sure that Kaduna is great and even greater.
We are going to make the youth to know that their vote counts, and everybody should come out and vote for them.
Receiving the support group at the Sir Kashim Ibrahim Government House, the special advisor to the government on documentation and strategy describes the turnout as an evidence of widespread acceptance of the Sani Adams ticket, which also reflects the administration's commitment to peaceful coexistence, unity and development in Kaduna State.
The choice of Jerry Adams is widely accepted in Kaduna, and if you know Malam Obasani very well, he is an achiever.
With the 2027 governorship election drawing closer, the Solidarity March highlights the APC's determination to consolidate its support base across Kaduna State. And for the supporters, the message from the Solidarity March is clear: uniting behind the Obasani Jerry Adams ticket in order to deliver massive votes for the APC in 2027.
All the way from politics, the Minister of Arts, Culture and the Creative Economy, Mrs. Hannatu Musawa, says that Nigeria must deploy digital tools to unlock the full potential of its tourism and creative industries. Speaking at a press conference to unveil the Ember to Remember initiative in Abuja, Ms. Musawa describes the initiative as a strategic tool to repositioning Nigeria as a competitive tourism destination and diversifying the economy from oil.
We are confident that the creative, the tourism and the cultural industry can contribute significantly to that. Yes, earlier on someone said that we have contributed $1 billion. Not yet, but we are going to. Once the parameters that we have worked on using benchmark countries that have done it, and again, I use the example of South Korea, what they have done. The creative industry did what they could, but it was only when government came in and did that very strong handshake with the creative industry, with the tourism industry, and with the private sector, such as My City app, they had the ability to move the economy in that way, and that is what we hope to do. That is why the work of our agencies remains extremely important. From the National Council for Arts and Culture to the National Theatre, the Centre for Black and African Arts and Civilization that has announced next year Festac at 50, the National Gallery of Arts, NIHATOR, NTDA, archaeological institutions and cultural orientation agencies. Every institution protects and promotes an important part of the great, beautiful, inclusive and diverse Nigerian story.
And that's it from the nation's capital. Over now to Will Ebong with business news.
Thank you, Millicent. Nigeria's headline inflation rate has eased further to 15.43% in July 2026 from 15.91% in June. That's marking the second consecutive month of decline. And the latest figures from the National Bureau of Statistics also show that month-on-month inflation slowed to 1.57% as compared with 1.66% in June, indicating moderation in the pace of price increases. However, food inflation moved in the opposite direction, rising to 20.31% in July from 17.52% in June, reflecting renewed pressure on food prices during the month and also continued pressure on household purchasing power. Meanwhile, core inflation, which excludes volatile agricultural produce and energy, also eased to 14.97%, down from 15.92% in June. Now, the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Mr. Olanipekun Olukoyede, has led a major breakthrough in the commission's ongoing investigation into the alleged criminal aspects of transactions involving Nestor Limited and a consortium of its lenders. At a meeting convened and chaired by the EFCC chairman, a structured repayment plan was agreed between Nestor Limited and a consortium of lenders as part of efforts to recover outstanding indebtedness. The agreement has already yielded significant results, with $60 million recovered from Nestor Limited and paid to the consortium during the course of the investigation. The payment by Nestor, facilitated by a team of operatives on the EFCC Lagos Zonal Directorate 2, led by the head of investigation, Mr. Ogozi Moses, represents a significant milestone in the Commission's commitment to promoting accountability, protecting the interests of financial institutions, and safeguarding depositors' funds. While welcoming the payments as an encouraging development, the consortium of lenders noted that it represents only the first phase of the repayment process, as a substantial portion of the outstanding debt remains to be settled. The lenders reaffirmed their commitment to working closely with the EFCC and other relevant stakeholders to ensure the seamless continuation of the recovery process until the outstanding indebtedness is fully liquidated. The lenders also reiterated their commitment to supporting the EFCC by providing all relevant documents required for the diligent prosecution of the investigation, while ensuring that all parties comply with the law and the recovery process remains lawful, transparent, and commercially responsible. The EFCC reaffirmed its resolve to pursue the investigation to its logical conclusion and to ensure the full recovery of depositors' funds in accordance with the law. And now we see the Bank of Industry BOI has recorded strong demand for its first domestic development bond, with a 250 billion Series 1 fixed-rate bond oversubscribed. The bond was issued through BOI Financing SPV PLC under the bank's $1 billion multi-currency program, attracting interest from corporates and other institutional investors. According to BOI's Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Olasupo Olusi, the strong subscription also highlights the growing role of the domestic capital market in funding economic development. Dr. Olusi says, and I quote, "The strength of the investor response is a vote of confidence not only in BOI, but also in the capacity of Nigeria's domestic capital market to mobilize long-term capital for productive investment," end quote. He credits President Bola Tinubu for supporting the transaction through investor incentives, which he says helped attract strong demand within 5 working days. The BOI chief also disclosed that a 100 billion naira fund approved for BOI will help blend the bond's cost and cushion the impact of high interest rates on manufacturers and other BOI customers. BOI says the funds raised will support long-term financing for businesses in priority sectors, boosting production, job creation, local value addition, and economic diversification. It adds that the BOI that the transaction goes beyond a successful bond issue, as it marks another step in the development of Nigeria's domestic capital market for long-term capital and reinforcing BOI's position as a repeat capital markets issuer. The transaction highlights strong investor demand and confidence in Nigeria's long-term domestic assets, supporting the capital market's ability to raise funding for development. Final subscription and allotment figures will be disclosed later. That's subject to SEC approval. And from there, we head to the domestic equities market. We started the new week on a negative note, with the all-share index declining by 0.06%. Yes, Inichan Makwa.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the stock market report. Well, a bit of optimism at intraday, but we lost that along the way. 85 billion naira is what investors took out of the market today, leaving our market cap at 156.416 trillion naira, and of course that means that the all share is in the red, and we're still hovering around the 242,000 level for the all share index. And now major drivers of this, well, people that perhaps you may not even really think of, but Legend Internet, they saw some gains today, 10%, as well as Trans Nationwide Express and AVA Capital, not the big names you would say. On the flip side, of course, we had those profits being taken away from Alta Briscoe, FTG, Insure, as well as Make Nichols. And so the market is in the red. But an important news today is Geregu Power. Today they appointed an acting chief executive officer. Let's see if that will change sentiment around that stock. It's been a while since it's been experiencing a lot of profit taking or not so positive sentiment. But we'll see if this appointment will make any difference with Geregu. But anyways, it's the bear for today.
Thank you, Ini. Let's see how other markets perform today. And that's Business News. I'm Will Ibong. Is back to Anne for more on the news at 10.
Thank you, Will. President Donald Trump's Middle East envoy Jared Kushner has held lengthy talks with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Let's now join Simon Pusey with more international news and around the world in 5.
Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. US President Donald Trump's Middle East envoy Jared Kushner has arrived in Israel and met Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. It comes after Kushner held rare talks with Hamas to discuss the implementation of the US-backed Gaza peace plan. Last month, Trump's Board of Peace said it had reached an agreement for the complete disarmament of Hamas and other armed groups in Gaza. But last week, Israel rejected Trump's 15-point plan, which also calls for Israeli troops to withdraw and for Gaza to be rebuilt under a new civilian Palestinian administration. 8 Muslim countries issued a statement condemning Israel's rejection. The Zambian government say security forces have seized weapons and arrested 11 people, including senior opposition figures, allegedly involved in an insurrection plot. The leading opposition candidate in last Thursday's presidential election, Brian Mundabile, was also found at the scene of the raid in the capital Lusaka, according to the country's top civil servant, Patrick Kangwa.
With company no direction, because you have 70 people breaking the house down. Each one of us is trying to find some safe place to hide.
Mundabile described Friday night's raid as an attempt on my life, adding that colleagues were shot in his presence. With results from more than half of the constituencies, he is trailing incumbent Hakainde Hichilema. Mundabile had earlier claimed victory and alleged that there were voting irregularities. The authorities deny the claims, and in initial statements, observers described Election Day as largely peaceful and orderly. President Donald Trump has said the US will substantially reduce joint military exercises with South Korea, citing his very good relationship with North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un. He also noted that South Korea had recently declined to join in the US in the denuclearization of Iran. The decision comes after Pyongyang this month conducted ballistic missile tests that are banned by the United Nations. Trump said in his social media post that it was too late to cancel, as the US and South Korea were due to start their annual military exercises on Monday. 6 people have been killed and 4 injured in a Ukrainian missile strike on Russia's Belgorod region overnight. A 14-year-old child was among those injured. Ukrainian officials said 2 people were killed in Russian drone strikes overnight on the Sumy region close to the border with Russia, which has been under frequent attack. The strikes come a night after what Russian officials called the largest scale attack launched by Ukraine this year, in which at least 7 people were killed. Russian attacks on Ukraine also killed at least 7 people and injured more than 39 on Saturday night. The Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo is now the deadliest in history. That's according to public health officials. A total of 2,325 people have been killed by the virus since it was declared on the 15th of May, surpassing the death toll of the country's 2018 to 2020 outbreak. The outbreak was already the fastest growing on record, according to UN humanitarian chief Tom Fletcher, warning that the epidemic is killing someone every 30 minutes. There is currently no approved vaccine available for the strain of the virus that has caused the current epidemic, but several are in development, including one based on technology used to develop the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. 2 people have died and hundreds have been evacuated after 2 fires broke out almost simultaneously on a Greek island near Athens. Around 200 firefighters were deployed to keep the twin fires from converging on the island of Salamina. The first blaze was reported at 14:40 local time near the island's south coast and spread rapidly due to high winds, followed by a separate fire. The first blaze was reported at 14:40 local time near the island's south coast and spread rapidly due to high winds, followed by a separate fire some 20 minutes later in the east. Their cause is not yet known.
$40 million!
Ferrari's first ever electric car has fetched $40 million in a charity sale, setting a record for a new vehicle sold at auction. The sale of the Ferrari Luce, brainchild of the British iPhone designer Sir Johnny Ive, raised more than 35 times the usual price of the car at the event at RM Sotheby's in California. Sotheby's said all proceeds of the sale will be donated to the Ferrari Foundation's educational programs.
I'm sitting there like, we have a huge snake on the hood of our car.
And a Tennessee woman captured video during a recent car trip when a snake slithered out from under the hood of the vehicle. Annalisa Hensley said she and her family were in the car when the serpent made its surprise appearance on Callis Road in Lebanon. Hensley recorded video of the snake, which she said was estimated to be around 5 feet long. The family attempted to pull over to the side of the road to get the snake off the car, but it made a jump for it before the vehicle came to a stop.
And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel studios in Lagos.
Thank you, Simon. Welcome to Sports News. The Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, has issued a direct mandate instructing all members of the Super Falcons technical crew, led by head coach Justin Madugu, to vacate their roles with immediate effect. The decision comes as the NFF seeks a complete overhaul of the coaching department following recent underwhelming performances on the continental and international stage. The sweeping changes followed a turbulent 2026 campaign that saw the 10-time African champions record their worst ever showing at the Women's African Cup of Nations and also failing to secure a qualification spot for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup for the first time in history. Meanwhile, President of the Nigeria Football Federation, Ibrahim Gusau, has inaugurated the Federation's newly composed fact-finding committee on Nigeria's football setbacks, urging the members to do a thorough job with sincerity of purpose and diligence. The NFF had on Friday last week set up a fact-finding committee to unravel the root cause of Nigeria's dismal showing in international competitions of recent, with specific reference to the Falcons' dismal outing at the Women's Cup of Nations. The chairman of the committee, Fani Amu, pledged that his committee would do its job with a high sense of responsibility. And Spain's World Cup winning captain Rodri has arrived in Barcelona to sign a contract with the La Liga champions as one of the transfer sagas of the summer draws. As the summer draws to its conclusion, the 2024 Ballon d'Or winner landed in Barcelona the day after Manchester City and its future employers reached an agreement on a transfer fee of around €75 million. The deal is expected to be made official in the coming days. That sport is back to you, Anne.
Thank you, Chris. And the main news again. Chaos erupted at the Edo State House of Assembly today as the Speaker resigned and a new Speaker, Yakini Diaye from Akoko Edo Constituency 1, was sworn in. A major breakthrough for the Nigeria Customs as the service handed over more than 399 seized rifles to the Office of the National Security Advisor, dealing a major blow to illegal proliferation of arms nationwide. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anne Nwawede. Good night.
Hello out there, my name is Laolu Akonde and you are on to Inside Sources. Here is my take for today entitled Ruling Party Governors as Busybodies in Off-Cycle Elections. The PDP started it, APC perfected it. Now off-cycle elections have become national invasions